Hey my lovely YouTubers, welcome back for Vlogmas Day 6. Your girl here is being a little lazy, so we ain't even gonna do a vlog today. We're gonna do a sit down talk about something that was a light bulb moment for me in my walk with God that I know it's gonna help you guys so much. And so let's get into this video. Vlogmas Day 6. Okay, boo, let's get to talking about a light bulb moment that I encountered that actually was kind of a really big blessing to my life, okay? So let's get into this video. If you're new here, boo, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube family. We are doing the 25 days of Vlogmas right now. So make sure you stay tuned. We're gonna have so much more new content coming, and I'm so excited to get to give back to you guys here on my YouTube channel. Vlogmas was not something I originally planned to do. I was like, oh no, I'm in grad school, I got a lot going on, but this was something that I knew my audience would love, and I was like, give back to them, like give back to your audience, turn up, like this is awesome. So this is for you guys. Vlogmas is just to pour into you, to connect with you, and to have you feeling more connected, not neglected, okay? All right, so anyways, let's get into this video. Vlogmas Day 6. All right, you guys, I want to tell you about a light bulb moment, okay? When I say a light bulb moment, there are some moments in life that we kind of have these things called epiphanies, right? I've had a few epiphanies in my life, about 3 epiphanies to be exact, where it was just like this light bulb moment. Like the world kind of stops and you're just like, what? You get bombarded with this either understanding and knowledge. It's almost like they say in scripture, the scales fall off your eyes. Some things like that happen, and something happened to me not too long ago, which was a light bulb moment, okay? So here recently, actually here about a year ago, this time last year, I was struggling with one of my biggest insecurities, and my biggest insecurities was my skin. I know right now you're like, girl, your skin looks great, but I also want to tell you at one time it was not the case, okay? So here I had really a lot of bad acne. This time last year I had a lot of hormonal acne. Also, I had a lot of dark spots from all the acne that just came. And I did not know what to do. I had been battling with this mug for years, okay? Breakouts after breakouts after breakouts, and I just kind of was just dealing with it. It was one of my biggest insecurities. It also made me insecure with dating. Like if I met a guy online and we got to chit-chatting, and when it was officially time to meet him, I would be so insecure, like he's not gonna think I'm that beautiful, because when he sees my skin in person, like it's just not gonna be what he thought. So I was really always insecure about my skin. This time last year, I kind of got fed up, and I always knew that the Lord always says, give me your insecurities, right? So this time last year, I got fed up and I gave this insecurity to the Lord. I'm like, God, I'm tired of this insecurity, okay? I'm done with it. So I decided to set up an appointment, get with a dermatologist, technically, get with the person. They got me on some cream. They got me on some birth control to help with my hormones, whatever, right? So that's what I first did. And I want to tell you, within the first 3 to 5 months of the new year, my skin was looking different. Like my skin was looking smoother, less breakouts, less cystic looking big acne. It was getting way better. And then my sister caught on and she's like, oh, I'm gonna get on this, and now her skin is even better, okay? But the whole reason I'm telling you this story was because something me and my sister said is, we had been battling with this same situation with our skin for so long, and the crazy thing was all we needed was help. All the little remedies that we were trying to do was not working, and all we needed was to get some help. And I want to say that that was a light bulb moment for me, because I thought about how many times have I struggled through situations when all I needed to do was ask for help. When all I needed to do was go to the right person to get the help. When all I needed to do was verbally say, hey, can you help me with this? Like all I needed to do. And I realized that me and my sister, technically with our skin, like we would have still been going around a whole nother mountain of trying to limit caffeine and limit sugar and limit this. And oh, is it just the monthly? Like what is going, we would have been going through that whole cycle still a year later if we never just finally asked for help. And I think that right there was so big for me that I was like, Morgan, you know, there's some things in your life you need to be asking for help from. Ask God for help, but also allow yourself to utilize the resources that God has given you. And so I'm saying that today because sometimes a lot of us, we can sit in our own junk, okay? And I'm one to talk, okay, you guys? When I say your own junk, you can sit in your trauma, you can sit in the things that have hurt you. And you can sit in isolation because that's where you're comfortable. You can sit in emotionally eating. Okay, I'm speaking all from experience, like, because that's what's comforting to you. I have encountered a lot of this, okay? And so I'm speaking from an experience of, there's been a lot of times when I've just needed help. And so today, I don't know who this technically will be for, but I want you to be okay with asking for help. Like asking the right people for help. If it's just asking a family member, hey, will you help me with this? Like even like if it's moving something. I am such an independent woman sometimes. I don't even want no one to help. I didn't even really care to ask anyone to help me move. But it was a certain person in my life who was like, no, you need to like ask for help. You're like, so I want to encourage you, like asking for help does not mean that you're weak. It just means that you need help. Okay. And so as I'm on this, let's keep going because I want to tell you about some times in my life where I've had to just finally realize I needed help. The first time was in college. I was already saved, but I also went through a really big breakup. I started going through an eating disorder. I was really lost. I didn't have no phone. I didn't have no money. I was just going to class every day, and I had already denounced my organization, which I was Greek. I denounced that, and so I was going through a lot of turmoil. And in this time, I felt really kind of unhappy, and I realized that something was wrong. Like I wasn't eating. I was happier when I was hungry. It was like I had this unhealthy relationship with food. And I realized that now I'm going on months of trying not to eat, you know, like eating a few times a week was not even, I wouldn't even eat every day. So I started to notice that, hey, something's wrong here. Like there's something really wrong. And I went to on-campus counseling. I went to class. I was in college. You get counseling for free because it's on campus. So I went to on-campus counseling for a couple months, maybe about 3-4 months, and it really helped me. It helped me deal with a lot of stuff that was going on inside. And so I want to encourage you that don't be afraid to go to counseling. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for help. And that was back in like 2016, 15 when I was going through that. And then about a year ago in Tulsa, I was living in Tulsa, and I started to go through some things mentally. I felt so alone. I felt like I didn't have no work-life balance. I felt like my ministry was just my life now. I wasn't really meeting up with friends. I didn't even have that many friends. I would sit in front of a computer all day and just work and work and work. And then I would look up and be like, why does my life not have like the exuberance that I wanted to have sometimes? And it was the reality is I wasn't really working on my life. I was working on this thing, right? And so I decided to get a life coach. And one thing I will say is when you start to ask for help, help will find you. I didn't know at the time that I was looking for help. I just needed help to it. Like I wanted to improve my life, the quality of my life. And there were things that that life coach could see and that counselor back then that I couldn't see. It was like the scales fell off my eyes sometimes. Sometimes they would be able to depict situations and ways that maybe I was operating in, which was really based out of my fears, my traumas, and maybe just a lifestyle I once grew up in. They were able to see patterns that I was walking in that was truly just based out of fear. They were able to see things in even my relationships that I was connecting to that was really based out of a lot of hurt. And so the reality is I was able to see another perspective. So every time I've asked for help, I'm able to get on another side of something. And so since I moved down here, one of my biggest goals was I'm going to get into counseling. Okay, I'm going to get a counselor again. I'm going to get back into counseling. I don't really have the biggest goal for counseling, but it's somewhere to express yourself. It's somewhere to just to really speak about what's going on in your life. And also I just did a big transition in my life. I moved my office a lot. So I was like, this is the time to get a counselor. Talk about what you feel. Talk about how this is affecting you. And before, when I didn't have a counselor and I didn't even have the resources to get a counselor, I always used to go buy journals. You guys know I talk so much about prayer journaling. And even to this day, I journal probably religiously like every day. If not every day, I will make sure at night, well, pretty much it's every day. Because I don't journal in the daytime, I make sure at nighttime I get some time to journal. I will journal all night long. But I specifically bought a journal book based on healing and based on my next chapter and my better version. Because the reality is, the more that you sit and the more that you are choosing to be aware and take your life to another level of healing. Because I think for me, I realized there were certain relationships in my life that could be better if I was healed. There were certain peace I could have more in my life if I really went through some new healing. And although God is our healer, we have to take that step and we have to realize that we need healing. Like the reality is there were women all around me in Tulsa, but I was being isolated because I had been so afraid of people and abandonment and hurt that I was more comfortable to be isolated. You know, there was community all around me, but I couldn't embrace it based off of the lack of healing I had went through, right? There were really great resources and people and men around me, but I was attracting and going to the men that was not good because I had not healed from certain situations. So I want to tell you, this was an eye-opening moment. Okay, let me tell you this right now. I was dating this man years ago, dating this man, and my life coach, I'm telling her all about him. Like, I'm like, oh, he's so great. I'm just really telling her all about this guy. He's so great, so amazing guy. And she stops and she says, but do you realize he's just the same exact thing as your stepfather? And I looked at her and I said, what do you mean? He's nothing like my stepfather. Girl, like, you know me, I'm about to defend. He's nothing like my stepfather. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, but you know, you talked about the bad, but you told me all the good about him. All the good. And she's like, but didn't you do that with your stepfather? You never, you couldn't really look at the bad. You had to always see the good. She's like, so this man right here is is a manifestation of just the relationship you had with your stepfather. The same man, just in a different body, same exact person. And you know what? She was right. She was right. And I remember walking out of that session like, he's nothing like my stepdad. But when I started to really pray and when I started to really look at he is just like it. Same characteristics, same situation. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, sis, you want to take your life to a next level, get somebody to get help, ask for help. If you are mentally struggling, if you always feel like, man, I can't even, let's say it's financially, let's say you're always like, I cannot get past the humps financially, ask for help. Hey, talk to somebody who has got past financial humps. How did you get past these financial humps? Like, literally ask for help. That's how you take your life to another level. That's how you get to a next level in your life, is when you ask for help, okay? And I wish I did this sooner. I'm 29 years old right now, and I'm like, girl, you should have been asking for help years ago. But I think the reality is, you got to get to a place that you're okay to ask for help. You're okay to say, I need a counselor. I need someone to talk to. Because, you know, this situation, maybe my trauma is gone and my trauma is technically in my past, but it's still showing up in my day-to-day actions. I need help with that. Maybe you are somebody who says, I need help with, you know, not having mom guilt. I have mom guilt all the time. I need help with, and I need to hear from somebody else who doesn't have this guilt and how they got through that. You might be someone who says, I just need help with my studies. Me and studying is not strong. I need help and I need to know how to study properly, effectively. I need help. Like, these are little things that can truly improve your life, okay? And this is something I will say, don't wait until, you know, you are mentally in another place. Like, get help now. Get help now. And I think I had to realize that I needed help. And it was something that I kept for myself for a long time. I wouldn't even tell my like closest people about this. And I needed help. I had been living a very isolated life for 3+ years. And I just realized I needed help. I needed help through this. And the first person I told was my sister. I was just like in her living room one day. And I was like, I know the Lord is calling me to move. And I'm telling her about it. And then I just start crying. And I start telling her all the yucky stuff that you never want to tell somebody about, right? I'm just crying in her living room. And I'm telling her about, I need help. And I need to move back. I need to get help. I need to get help to involve my life, because the way that I'm living is not sustainable. I'm burnt. I can't keep going the route I'm going and the pace I'm going with no life, with no joys, with no external things. Just me by myself running this race all by myself. And it's like, I gotta chill out. I've got to go have more joys. I've got to live life. I have to have a balanced flow of a life now. And that was something that was real for me. I needed to realize that. And so I want to encourage you, how this all started was, sometimes we need help, you know? And I want you to be okay with that. And I want you to know that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you different. That doesn't make you odd. It's okay to need help. And the reality is, God has given us so many resources and so many gifts around us, with people with gifts that we don't have. Someone has a great financial gift. Somebody has a great gift in understanding and administration, and all. People have gifts all around us. We just have to acknowledge that gift and utilize that gift, and know what gifts we can use to even benefit ourselves and the people to go to. So I said all that. I know it's a lot, but I just really want to tell you, it's okay to need help, and it's okay to ask for help. One of my insecurities are not here today because I finally asked for help. My mental health is better. My spiritual health is better. My physical health is better because I asked for help. And even on the level of like health and fitness, the Dawn Elizabeth, I connected with her. She got me a pretty much a health regimen going on. And that little moment of just getting help from her really helped me personally. Like, it helped me with an awareness of what I was putting in my body, helped me with the awareness of what my body needed to function strong, but then also what it did not need that I was still putting in my body, right? I needed that help from a nutritionist. I needed that. And so I just think, like, you guys just truly don't be afraid to ask for help. If it's me, even if I don't respond back right away, okay? Give me grace. But if it's me and like you DM me, Morgan, like a girl DM me today, like she needed help about her college and things in that nature. I don't have all the answers, but I can help as much as I can. Okay? So I just think you like find someone and ask for help. It's okay. Like, it is okay. I ask people for help now. I'm getting more comfortable with it a lot. It's still a challenge sometimes, but I ask people for help a lot. And so don't be afraid to say, I need help in that area. Oh, like I want to go back to school, but I'm scared. I don't know how to, I'm gonna pass a test. Maybe I need help in that area. You know, it's okay. It shows how humble and vulnerable you can be when you actually need help. All right? We can put on these big facades like we got it all together and our chest puffed up. Trust me, y'all, I'm the queen of that, okay? Like, I can do that all day. But the reality is, I need help. And I needed help. And I knew I needed help. And so right now, I technically am in counseling. I'm in counseling. I also prayer journal every single day. But this particular journal is all for my counseling notes. And I have this journal. This is my therapy notebook, okay? Therapy notebook. And I'm going to read what this book, it says, this book is dedicated to my next level. I asked God, how do I take the ministry to the next level? And he replied, you take your life to the next level. This is dedicated to the new era of my life, healing, restoring, and being my authentic, real self. I'm going to create in love, live in love, do everything in love. I'm going to try in love. I'm going to live a life of love, and I'm going to love this season. I'm going to love this now. I'm going to love this moment, and may my next level be rooted in love. And that right there for me, you guys, is just purpose. Purpose is love. God created all of us to love, right? If you hear my dog crying, forgive me. But everything is love. And so I went into multiple pages and just kept creating and writing from my sessions. And this entire journal is this entire journal is for my healing, okay? And it's for my next level. And so I want to encourage you to go grab you a journal, sis. Walmart, notebook, piece of paper, a folder, a binder, and put paper in it, and have something all geared towards your next level and towards your healing, okay? We have so much coming up in the new year all about your next level, okay? But this was just a little piece I want to give you today because I know something that can truly bless you. So grab you a journal before the new year. Start working on your next level. I love you, ladies. Hope you had a great Vlogmas day 6. I will see you tomorrow, boo. Literally tomorrow, okay? What am I recording tomorrow, Jesus? No, I'm kidding, but for real, y'all, this is getting real. This is getting real, okay? But I gotta go. My dog is crying. Food is waiting. Gotta go. You guys, I love you. I'll see you in my next one. Don't be afraid to ask for help.